more capped brood. And the darker comb in the middle is because it's been used for brood and because the bees have walked all over it a bunch. So it's funny because people, like, the general wisdom is that bees keep the inside of the hive very clean, which is true, but they also go out into nature, which is filled with dust and such. And they bring that back to the hive and they walk all over with it. Ooh, there we go. So you've got grubs and larvae in the middle, some capped brood, a little bit of pollen there, that yellow spot. When the bees have their heads down, they could be feeding larvae. If their whole bodies are in, then they're often cleaning out a cell, readying it for the next egg to come in. And you can see in there really tiny little small larvae at the bottom all the way to bigger grubs. Bar. So the ones we were looking at before were frames from a Langstroth hive, and this is a top bar hive. So all of that honeycomb is built by the bees themselves, but you can see the same organization. You've got patterns of brood. In fact, that one's got a beautiful amount of capped brood, and then they will also have the pollen and the nectar around the edges, just like in any other hive or any. That's what we call capped honey. So when you see the shiny stuff in the cells, that's nectar that's still curing. Once they evaporate enough of the water off, it actually, that's part of what transforms it into honey, is the evaporation of water plus enzymes from their body. Then they cap it. And that's what that is. So that's capped honey. Start by brushing them off. First round. Let's brush the rest of them off. They're not going to like it. They're going to go up in the air, but you can see at least 3/4 of them are already gone. So it's not quite as brutal as it sounds. There's a little bit of pollen in this, which is not ideal, but that's okay because I can actually cut it off and return it to them if I want. Do that. Just going to cover it up. And what I'm going to do, because this is foundationless, I can just literally cut this off the frame and drop the honeycomb down there, and that is what I'm going to do now. Is just cut it off the edges. I'm going to start cutting pieces. And this is a honey filter cloth made for a 5-gallon bucket, which we're not going to need today. So the method we're doing today is called crush and strain. It is old-fashioned. It doesn't involve machines or centrifuging anything like you do with an extractor. It's literally, you put your comb in a filter of some kind, and you can tell I've already started getting it everywhere. And then we are going to crush the cells, and the honey comes out and drains into the bowl.